Alright guys, this is another part to our page 653 and 654. I think we left off at problem number 10, so now let's start with problem number 11. So they were asking you how many ounces were in 8 pounds. So 8 pounds times 16 ounces gives you 128 ounces. Remember, you're going from a larger unit, pounds, smaller unit, multiply, horse to fly, multiply. Number 12, they wanted to know 4 ounces equals how much of a pound. Well, some of you could do this in your head, but if I have 16 ounces in a pound, 4 ounces divided by 16, you could do a fraction, or you could divide 4 into 16. That gives you 1/4 of a pound. How would I do it like this? You could do keep, change, flip, and do 4 ounces times 1 over 16. That gives you 4/16. That reduces to 1/4 of a pound. Alright, 13. What were they at? Oh, they were asking what fraction of a ton was 250 pounds. So what fraction of a ton? If I have 250 pounds, I need to divide by 2,000. That's going to actually give me 1/8 of a ton, but how do I get there? Right, so 250 divided by, we make this pounds, right? Because there's 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. So you could do keep, change, flip, and do 250 times 1 over 2,000 gives you 250 over 2,000. And when you reduce it, let's say I divide this, say I divide top and bottom by 10, gives me 25 over 200. 25, think of quarters and dollars. If this is 25 cents and this is $2, how many quarters go into $2? Well, that would be 8. So 25 goes into itself once. 25 goes into 200 8 times. So let's see, 25 or 250 pounds equals 1/8 of a ton. Again, I'm not crazy about the fractions, but we're going to do it. All right. Let's go to number 14. Number 14. 2,000 pounds equals, they wanted to know, what did they want to know? Ounces? 14. 14, they wanted to know ounces. So if I have 1 ton, 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, and they want to know how many ounces. I'm going from a larger unit of measure to a smaller unit of measure. So horse to fly, multiply. 2,000 times 16 ounces in a pound gives me 32 ounces. 15. They were asking for you to fill in a greater than or less than sign. Which is greater, 5,000 pounds or 3 tons? If you convert this to pounds, you'd know 3 times 2,000 gives you 6,000 pounds. So 5,000 pounds is less than 6,000 pounds. 16, they wanted the same thing. They wanted to know, is it less than or greater than? Okay, so when I see ounces, I know fluid ounces, or I know weight, because I've got pounds here. 16 ounces in a pound, so I need to take 24, multiply it by 16. That gives me 384 ounces. So 384 is definitely greater than 124 ounces. All right, let me make sure my camera's still on. Okay, good. And I see that you cannot see this part right here, so I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. 24 times 16 is 384. All right. So that was 16. 17 wanted to know pounds. Nope, same thing. Greater than, less than, or equal to. So I have 64,000 ounces. And is it greater than, greater than or less than 2 tons? Well, you have to do a couple of conversions there. 2 tons is 4,000 pounds, right? 2 tons times 2,000 pounds gives you 4,000 pounds. I want to know ounces to pounds. Which one of these is greater? So I'm going to compare 64,000 divided by 16 ounces in a pound gives me, I thought I solved that. Didn't I solve that? Nope, guess I didn't. So 64, well, in any case, it's equal, but 64,000 divided by 16 is 4. So 4 times 16 is 64. Bring all these down, and you have 4,000 pounds. So it's an equal amount. Equal. All right. So 18 was a chart you had to fill out. They had pounds here, ounces here. You knew that this was a half pound. You knew that this was 32, and you knew that this was 5. So how do you fill in all these other boxes? Well, in 1 pound, if I have 1 pound, I know I have 16 ounces, right? Well, I'm going to go from ounces to pounds, right? Horse to fly, multiply. Well, how do I get from 1 pound to ounces? Well, 1 pound times 16 ounces gives me 16, right? But what's half of 16? That gives me 8 ounces. Alright, so now that I know that, if this is 32 ounces, I'm going from small to large, I need to divide. So 16 divided by 32 gives me 4. No, that's not right. 32 divided by 16 gives me 8. So 32 divided by, oh my gosh, I just did it again. Just did it again. Hey, it's just like being in class when Mrs. Garcia makes mistakes. So that's 2. 32 divided by 16 gives you 2. Now how do I figure out this last one? Well, if I'm dividing by 16 here, can't I multiply and go the other way? 5 times 16 gives me 80. So if you look, you can go both ways on the chart. 80 divided by 16 gives you 5. 32 divided by 16 gives you 2. 8 divided by 16 gives you 1/2. And you can go the other way as well. And this was the answer to number 18. Let me just make sure the camera hasn't shut off. Nope, we're good. All right. Let's do 19. Lost my eraser. Let's do 19. All right, in number 19, you were working with tons and pounds. Tons and pounds. So I have tons up here. I have pounds here. Right? If I have 1 ton, I have 2,000 pounds. They gave you 1/2, they gave you 2, and they gave you 12. So, if I know that 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, what's half a ton? Well, what's 1/2 of 2,000?